Welcome, AfterBuzzers. You're watching the after show for Notorious, where tonight we talk scandal. Stay tuned for more.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome, AfterBuzzers. Wow, what a great first opening episode. I guess we got hit hard. My name is Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong.
I'm Becca Brown. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Becca TV.
Hey everyone, my name's Mariann Shaginian. You guys can find me at Mariann_Shag.
Hi guys, I'm Yemi Abayomi, and you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ayemyems.
Well, wow, where to begin? We were just hit out the gate with just so many like explosions in this first episode, right?
Oh yeah.
So many names.
Yeah, we
job titles.
Yeah, right. Julia. Right off, we get off the bat. I guess Julia George. She's working with this defense attorney, and I guess they're kind of creating some stories and pushing certain things. How do you guys think about the way they were kind of secretly playing everyone behind the scenes?
It was really cool to see. You know, I hadn't really thought about of course, we all know that media, of course, impacts public opinion, and to see how a lawyer can be so clever in terms of getting ahead of the story, influencing the court of public opinion, which matters, how that might affect a jury pool later going on. I thought it was really, really fun to see some of the behind the scenes, because we know that this was inspired by the relationship between Mark Gegaros and a producer. I can't remember what network, but this is based off of you know, some real life stuff.
Yeah, I think they really worked well together too. They didn't show any clashing between one another, but they worked awesome to cover up their stories and their relationship, and truly put out a good show.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
their chemistry is so good, because I was almost sad to hear initially that she had a boyfriend. We find that problem.
I was brokenhearted.
Yeah, because the chemistry they have, but we find out the boyfriend has also been doing some crazy stuff.
yeah.
I celebrated.
What do you guys think about that revelation?
I loved it when she had I wrote that when I was watching it. I was like, oh, you know, her go girl moment when she came and said, you know, I will forget about you, but you will never forget about me. Every single day you'll remember this. I was like, yeah, that's right, go girl.
Yes,
I loved it.
And he had just been appointed to a judgeship. So Yemi and I are both attorneys, so we like to say this doesn't speak well to our profession, but this is, you know, there's a gloss on this to show, so it's for entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah, so and that was something I found interesting, is how much kind of you saw the lawyers doing unethical things. You know, whether it was like getting the cocaine out of the car, which was pretty surprising. What do you guys think about lawyers kind of doing things in this show that for their client, just
push
to
them.
yeah.
I was wondering if it was ethically right or wrong, but at the end of the day, I realized that he is trying to defend them and help his case.
Yeah.
But it was really great, because at the end of the episode, we realized that he wasn't actually the one who was at fault for the crime. So I think he covered it up really well.
You know, we're trained in law school. It's all about zealous advocacy and zealous representation for your client, certainly within ethical bounds.
We do have the model rules of professional conduct.
But fortunately, this is La La Land. It's TV, and so we can push the limits a little bit for entertainment value, which they definitely hit the nail on the head here.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many twists and turns in this episode. I was like, what next? You know?
Yes. Kept me on the edge of this.
Yeah, I love. I don't know. My favorite character so far, Louise Herrick, because she's like this really empowered, fun, glamorous woman who apparently really knows what she wants. What did you guys think about her and like her character on the show?
When I first saw her, I actually was just immediately reminded of like Samantha from Sex and the City. As you said, you know, very confident in her sexuality, an older woman, but who still, as a confident, carries herself with, you know, professionalism on screen. And then, you know, has a very intriguing personal life. But, you know, she's at the top of her game clearly at this network. But it definitely reminded me of Samantha from Sex and the City.
See, the professionalism at first I kind of like saw as like snobby, but then I warmed up to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked her. She was strong and she held her ground toward
strong.
everything. I love that about her.
Yeah.
She had an opinion.
And she seems personable, though.
Yeah.
I mean, she seems to be, you know, she obviously has a good relationship with Julia. And then she was kind to the, what was his name? Ryan Mills, the
PA.
the president's assistant, exactly. I'm sorry, the president's son. You know, very, very open and clearly welcoming.
Clearly welcoming, right?
Inviting him to, you know, join in the festivities.
We'll have to see if he takes her up on her offer in future episodes. So, but then we get to the, I guess, you know, what was the object of this episode was the whole Oscar Keaton case. What did you guys think about the revelation about Sarah Keaton? Because that I mean, I didn't know which way to go. I had no idea where they were going with this whole thing.
No, I wouldn't have guessed before.
Yeah.
There was no way I was going to guess before the reveal, and I didn't. Brilliant.
It was.
Yeah, it can go multiple ways. It's like they have you thinking one thing where, you know, maybe Jake is planting a story on Julia, and then Julia finds out her information, and Jake doesn't know it, and then has to go back to. So you never know whether it is the alleged the suspects who are creating the kind of the what should I call it? The twists and turns, or is it Jake that's creating the spin, or is it Julia that's going to be creating the spin? So there's a lot of different webs that can be woven because you never know who knows what.
Yeah, I think that's what I liked about the show. It's like out of the gate, it kind of hit you with that because we all think they're doing this interview and that he's been blindsided, but you see that they, you know, colluded together, you know. So I love that element of the show of just kind of not knowing where this information is coming from and how it's going to be presented.
And how the information like travels is fun to watch, and the way they set up these interviews and stuff.
I love the oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just I think it's genius.
It's cool to see the behind the scenes kind of like grunt work that goes on behind the scenes of a newsroom, kind of digging wherever you can, you know, going to meet someone at a bar and following them to see to see where they're going, and capturing that smoking gun kind of document, or that smoking gun photo. And I'm sure that happens all the time. I mean, it's cool. I think they portrayed that really, really well. All of the just extra detailed work that you have to do when you're PA.
Yeah, because in real life, journalists have more latitude. It didn't really show that in this episode. It seemed like both the attorneys and the journalists were equally willing to do certain things. But yeah, in real life, the journalists have a lot more leeway. So it'll be interesting to see as the season develops how far they're all willing to go. But
absolutely.
But yeah, so now we have that we realize Sarah Keaton's been on this Ambien, but she hasn't really been on Ambien. She's made up this whole story, and she's really has a passport. And I what did you guys think about the effect on Jake? But that surprised me.
I feel like he still has love for her. That's why. I think as much as he puts it off or pretends that he's okay, and he might not feel like that toward her, it's always gonna. She's gonna have a special place in his heart, I think, always and forever.
Oh yeah,
which might affect his work too.
Yeah.
So we'll see how
definitely
that goes.
gonna.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing how that backstory, because how did this person get so involved with this woman who's like super shady right now, right?
And married to one of his clients.
Yeah.
Did they start? Did that romance begin via the representation of the client, or did he know the wife beforehand? And then maybe that's how the husband took on Jake as a client. I mean, we don't really know what that backstory is, but as you said, clearly he's very much in love with her. We saw the single teardrop that came after her death.
I'm sorry, continue. I was just gonna say, when he said that, like, why didn't she trust me? But before, when in the scene, toward the middle of the show, when he was with her, and she said that was like the one time I trusted someone the most. So it's kind of like, you trust this person so much, yet you didn't trust him enough to tell him what's going on with you. It just, it's kind of, I'm questioning it a little. Like, what's up with her?
That's that one scene when he had the tear, fall down. I loved it because he said, how could she not trust me? And it shows you how much trust is so important to him. Yeah. And then with Julia, they have complete trust, at least until the very end. I don't know if she's gonna hold on to this last secret, but yeah. So I was totally about it. So that scene made me go, you know what? These two are really inching towards each other.
Yeah, Definitely, and it's obvious from like the previews too.
Yeah.
That they're like, the show is trying to bring Julia and Jake together.
Yeah, and I guess they've gotten rid of both their significant others. Off the bat.
Which we're talking about.
So technically, the path is a little bit clear.
Yay!
Well, there was some innuendo. I remember even in watching the start of the episode, I wasn't sure, what was the nature of their relationship. Is it just a friendship, or is there something more? But of course, then we realized that she has a boyfriend, this federal judge. So I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe not. But yeah, I think this opens the door to seeing what might blossom between,
Friends with benefits.
We shall see. And we've got another case. So, lawyers are also always dealing with several different cases at once. So now we have the councilman. What did you think about this blackmail and their unique way of kind of trying to bring this guy to the bargaining table?
I again loved the zealous advocacy. I mean, going kind of whatever route they could to figure out how to get this picture destroyed, essentially. Even if we don't have the criminal grounds, certainly we can go the other route. You own this wine bar. We can report your underage serving of alcohol to the liquor licensor. But doing whatever it takes to get the picture destroyed.
Yeah, I love
judicially.
And I love the story of the picture. It's like, why are you wearing this Confederate flag? Well, this part of the theme party 12 years ago. What do you expect? But there was something you had noticed about how come the lawyers missed that this was not the guy?
Yeah. There was a little miss kind of there because when they talk about having this non-disclosure agreement for the guy who owns the wine bar, you'd think it should be signed by someone, but it's not actually signed by I don't know what the guy's name was. The wine bar owner, I guess. It wasn't signed by the wine bar owner. It was signed by the guy that he subbed for. So I thought that was interesting that that to me was a little bit of a miss there. But
they had all the brilliance to dig all this up, but they didn't do the fact checking.
Didn't look at the actual signature on the contract. But it didn't stop them. It didn't stop them. They'll go to the next route, and they got it.
Yeah, they were able to threaten that liquor license. Mm-hmm. And we know how important if you have a restaurant.
You cannot mess with someone's liquor license.
And get them pretty scared.
Yeah, right.
Pretty terrified.
That's the end of the business.
So
what did you guys have as far as predictions? Let's go into our prediction round. Oh, there we go. There we got the good prediction music.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, I definitely think that
I have 5.
I definitely think that we're going to see the relationship between, there's going to be definitely a push and pull. I think ABC loves that. This is replacing Scandal right now. It's filling that gap. And as we know with Scandal, it's always this push and pull between Olivia and the president. And so I feel like in the same way, we're going to see this push and pull between Jake and Julia. And it's going to get really, really close. And they're going to tease us. But then the moment when they actually come together, it's going to be amazing.
I have one about who killed Sarah, maybe?
Who do you think killed Sarah?
I think it's Ryan, if it's one of the main
assistant?
characters. Yeah.
Oh, what's his...
Because we don't know too much about him, I don't think, at this point. So,
that would be
shady.
A bombshell. But
it's a big question mark. Because initially I was thinking, okay, well, the first person you're going to think about is the husband.
Yeah.
Especially since we saw that now Julia has these photos of her having an affair, so
maybe
it could be
caught wind,
rage, enraged, kind of heat of passion type of murder. I don't know.
Yeah, I was totally going with that one. Just because of the photos and then her relationship with Jake, if he maybe found out the past or saw something when they were at the house.
Yeah, I was thinking Oscar went ahead and gotten some sort of heated argument. But who's sending the pictures to Julia?
Or the emails?
And
Oh.
Wait,
no, that could be Ryan.
That's true.
Because he did deliver them.
But Ryan wants recognition for when he, so who's anonymously sending her all these details?
I don't know. And then how does this relate to the passport? Why was she trying to flee?
I feel like there's multiple little
she's scared
mini.
of someone.
There's all these mini cliffhangers. Because we still don't even know who that guy is that she went and saw.
The guy who made the passport?
Yeah, but we don't know what kind of deeper relationship they have.
I just assumed he you know, is the type of guy, he's in that business, and she just went there to get the passport, because he seemed to suggest that, you know, she just never showed up to pick it up, and I didn't really care. So to me, it seemed as though there wasn't a relationship, but that she just hired him for a service, and
I still don't trust him quite yet.
Then I was wondering with that, where did she end up? Because she was taking the route to go to his house to pick it up, and that was the night where she hit and run.
But I think she ran. I think she was like,
I'm going back home.
I mean, she could. Maybe she went to go clean up or something. I guess she could have continued on her way, but she decided, you know what, I'm gonna go back home right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'd be frazzled if I had just hit somebody. I might not be like, I might lose it a little bit, forget where I'm going, and like just be like, I need to get home.
I think I want to take up my fake passport though.
If you had just hit somebody,
my assumption is if I'm getting a fake passport, I really got a place to go. I really got a place to be. So I'd be like, you know, we got to keep going. She would have been alive today, you know.
Fair enough. Maybe that's interesting.
Should have been alive, and people would probably be searching.
Well, yeah, they left us with so many cliffhangers, so I'm just excited to see which way it's gonna go.
I want Ryan and Ella to be together.
What do you guys think about that relationship? I love that budding relationship of the competitiveness of the two like disciplines, you know.
Yeah.
I think they're really cute together. But also it is that it's a tug and pull constantly, you know what I mean? Like, she's gonna give it to him and he's gonna give it right back to her, but they're always gonna have this like attraction between each other.
Yeah, he was like, maybe you can use me for something.
Yeah. I like the when there's like tension and that like builds up, and it's not all just like, oh, you're so cute, blah, 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 like lovey-dovey. So I like the snarkiness.
I think we'll see the tension in their relationship, and then also the competition in terms of who can, you know, who can do the best work for their boss. You know, I'm going to go to this length to get this photo of you removing the cocaine from the car. Well, I'm going to go to this length to get this information. So
because Julia and Jake are more like cooperative, but they seem like Ella and the other guy, Ryan. Yeah, would be far more competitive. So I like that element of the two relationships.
Yeah, it creates a different type of tension as well. You have a professional tension and then this romantic tension that's going on between them.
Yeah, so
competitive.
I thought the show definitely opened with a bang, and so.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So,
you know, I loved seeing like the cooperation between everyone, not just media and the legal team, but also remember the policewoman who's also providing Julia with information and kind of adding another dimension to how law enforcement and lawyers and media all create this narrative, and us, the viewing public, are none the wiser.
And it gives you a little insight into Julia and her personality, because she's getting people to work for her. So she's really just good at like talking to people and knowing them and really feeling like very close to them. So they do a lot of the work for her.
Yeah.
Like, she's very in control and she has a strong personality, but she's still personable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we know she's super into career because
the TV show comes first.
Yeah.
That's her mantra throughout this episode.
And I think that's going to be something we'll see throughout the season. So I'm interested in seeing how that plays in with her morality. Because she almost seemed to want to betray what her morality was telling her to do with the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, did you guys get the sense that it's something she would just keep secret for the rest of her life? She wouldn't actually just reveal that because of her own kind of moral compass?
I didn't get that sense.
No?
I think she is a woman scorned
I think she would
who just found out that her boyfriend has been sleeping with escorts. No, I didn't get the sense. Obviously, she was upset that her relationship was ending, but I think she had the force or like the wherewithal to say, you know, I'm not going to let you get away with this, and I'm going to hang this over your head as long as possible.
I think in the back of her mind, she was like thinking about like not revealing it. I kind of agree, because afterwards she just looked so sad and stuff, and the emotions kind of came out.
See, yeah, that's what I got from her, was that her morality wouldn't just let her reveal it, because this was someone she did care for, and this would be like ruining his life to a point where, because you know the personal doesn't really affect what he's doing professionally, but this would ruin his career. And so I got that she wanted to at least have something on him that would be in his mind, but she didn't actually want to do something that would like factually really damage him in the public.
So you thought she was then bluffing when she said, I'm going to hang this over you, and you're never, because to me it seemed like you just don't know when I'm going to release it. You just don't know when, and I'm going to make you wait. And
no, I think for me it's like even if I think you have the best intentions, I'm still going to be nervous that you have pictures of me with prostitutes. You know what I mean?
She was hesitant when they told her to go on air and break the news. So
yeah, I felt like she didn't want to do it.
It was still fresh at that point. I might not want to play my trump card right out the gate.
You're going with a woman's score.
I'm not going to play that card right out of the gate. Like, I just got this information, and as we know, her mantra is the show comes first. So it's like, when can I use this huge kind of bombshell at the moment when it's going to have the most impact? And I don't know whether that was that moment.
I've got faith in Julia. I think she's.
I think she'll do it. I think she'll do what she needs to do for the show. But what I am interested to see is when that conflicts with what Jake needs. Clearly, they do have a friendship, and they do have a respect for one another. Given that they do have such a significant and strong trust, how is that going to interplay with her need to kind of break stories on her show that might impact his work and his clients? And which one is going to win out?
So let's go around. Do you think that she will tell Jake about the packet she just received?
Not until I don't think she's going to say until she has a reason to.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think due time it'll come out.
She'll get mad and like lose her temper, and it'll come out.
Wait, so you don't think she'll show him right away? They just went through the whole, we trust each other thing.
I think she might not want to say it necessarily because he's in a fragile place right now.
Yeah.
And maybe if it starts affecting his work and his actions, then maybe she'll slip it out and be like, I got this. What was going on with you guys?
So I remember the picture of the two of them in bed. There were two other photos, right? Do you remember what those photos were?
It was Sarah's beaten face.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Oscar with some other woman.
Oh.
Oscar with another. So now they're both cheating. Someone
cheating.
knows that both of them are cheating.
And that she's possibly being abused.
I think it's Ryan because he's like the one who followed Ella and took them.
If it's Ryan, it means he's like a psychopath because he's the president of the network Sun. Like,
and he's so nice and charming.
But hasn't he played that before?
Boy Next Door.
Yeah.
He was in Boy Next Door.
Sometimes.
I guess I'm just trying to figure out what's the interest. So the person who sent the photos are not necessarily on Sarah's side because it has her having an affair. They're not necessarily on Oscar's side because it shows him having an affair and being a potential wife beater. So this seems to be some sort of like a neutral party. I can't tell where it's leaning.
Or sometimes the psychopath gets off on having the crimes in the news, and maybe that's why they're sending them to a news person. So we don't know, but these are some great predictions. This left us with so many questions. I can't wait to see where they go with the rest of the season.
Question: what everyone think about Megan's character?
Oh, I love Megan. Megan dropped a dime.
I thought, it's obvious that Julia that everyone respects Julia based on how Megan follows her around and does stuff and wants to tell her stuff she finds out.
Megan's the one that came up with the information about Eric. Oh, she recognized his face from seeing him that day.
I feel like she's like a loyal puppy dog.
I think that's right. I think she's definitely got Julia's back.
Yeah.
And so as a female, what do you guys think about that? Because she's essentially telling this other woman, here's what your fiance is doing.
I respect that, honestly. I would want to know the truth, so props to Megan.
I feel like as I'm thinking about it though, that there has to be something more to Megan's character and that she's not all that perfect. She's had a flawed
past, I guess.
Perfect character that
That's
we
true.
seem to think she is.
I think we're gonna see some of that flawed past probably come back.
Some of
yeah.
those former escorts.
There's no way there's a juicy nugget like that about your background. We're not gonna see it at some point in time.
Yeah, no, she seems so like perfect, innocent.
And I'm super excited because we're gonna have Sapita Moafi, who plays Megan. So she'll be here next week with us. So,
Okay.
So if you viewers out there are watching, make sure you
Yay.
watch next week because Sapita will be joining us. I just want to say what a great show. My name is Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong.
My name is Becca Brown. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Becca B Talks TV.
My name is Mariann Shaginian. You guys can find me on Twitter, Snapchat, or Instagram at Mariann_Shag.
And I'm Yemi Abayomi. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ayemyems.
We'll be back next week, Thursday at 9 p.m. See you guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz. See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.